This is Mr. Hill with our first video in a series of videos about our next unit called Linear Relations. By the end of this video, students will apply data management techniques to investigate relationships between two variables. We will also determine the characteristics of linear relations. Okay, so we'll be looking at some of the characteristics, not all of them in this video, but we will get to them by the end of these videos. So some of the specific expectations that we'll be looking at will be posing problems, identifying variables, and formulating hypotheses associated with relationships between two variables. Okay, the sample problem that we'll be considering is our block pattern investigation, and we'll be thinking about this question: what is the relationship between a sequence of shapes made from blocks? Okay, so as we progress through, we'll think about some of these questions and look at some of the words and terminology associated with linear relations that'll help us solve these problems. Now it's time to begin our block pattern investigation. Given this sequence of three shapes, what is the relation between the number of red blocks and the number of green blocks in the sequence below? So how do we begin to think about this problem? I would like you to take the time to try and draw the next three shapes in the sequence. What I mean is, I want you to draw shape number 4, shape number 5, and shape number 6. And while you're doing this, I want you to think about the number of red blocks and the number of green blocks that you may or may not be adding to each shape as you progress. Here is what shape 4 looks like. Are you on the right track? Good. Now let's have a look at shape 5. Here's what shape 5 looks like. Are you starting to see the pattern? Good. Think about the number of red blocks and the number of green blocks. Here is our 6th shape in the sequence below. What is the relationship between the number of red blocks and the number of green blocks? So let's go ahead and count the number of red blocks in each shape. Well, in our first shape, it looks like we have one red block. That's easy. In our second shape, we have 2 red blocks. In our third shape, we have 3 red blocks. In our fourth shape, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm starting to see a pattern. Shape 4 has 4 red blocks. I wonder if that means anything. Shape 5 has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, 5 red blocks. And shape 6 has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 red blocks. It looks like I am adding, right? I'm adding 1 red block. Right? 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 plus 1 is 3. 3 plus 1 is 4. 4 plus 1 is 5. And 5 plus 1 is 6. Let's have a look at the green blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 green blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 green blocks. In shape number 3, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Looks like we have 12 green blocks. And before we go and continue counting every set of blocks, let's see if we can think about what is happening as we change from shape 1 to shape 2. Well, 8, right? 8 plus what number is 10? Yeah, you're right, 2. 8 plus 2 is 10. And 10 plus what number is 12? Yeah, good, you're right. 10 plus 2 is 12. So instead of counting every set of blocks, maybe we can continue with this pattern to see if we can get the next number of blocks in the sequence. So 12 plus 2 is 14. Yeah, you're right. Let's see if it works out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Great, this works. Let's see if we can do it again. 14 plus 2 is 16. Let's count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Well, it looks like this is working. So let's apply it again to figure out our last number of green blocks. Plus 2. 16 plus 2 is 18. And so we should have 18 blocks in our last shape in this sequence. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Wow, are you starting to see a pattern here? Let's see if we can relate this to this idea of a relation. Let's think back to some of the tools that we learned at the beginning of this chapter. We talked about being able to represent a relation, which is a pattern between two variables, and it looks like we have a pattern here. So let's see if we can choose one of these tools, right? One of these tools to represent our relation. So we need two variables, and two things that we've been considering: the number of red blocks and the number of green blocks. So this pair of numbers looks very much like ordered pair that we have over here. But to be able to write this number as a set of ordered pairs, we need to first declare, what represents our variable x and what represents our variable y. Okay, so in this case, we're going to let x represent the number of red blocks. Let y represent the number of green blocks. Now, if x represents the number of red blocks and y represents the number of green blocks, we can express each shape in this sequence as an ordered pair. The first shape can be represented by the ordered pair 1 red block for 8 green blocks. Our second can be represented by the ordered pair 2, 10. Our third, 3, 12. Our fourth shape has 4 red blocks and 14 green blocks. Our fifth shape, 5 red blocks and 16 green blocks. And our sixth shape has 6 red blocks and 18 green blocks. We notice that as we moved from each shape to the next, that we increased the number of red blocks by 1 each time. From pattern to pattern, we increased the number of green blocks by 2 each time. Okay, and this idea is really important. We say that our variables are changing at constant rates, and we'll come to learn that this is one of the characteristics of a linear relation. We'll explore this further in the playlist to come and use our tools that we've learned in this video and build on some of the ways that we can explore these relations. So we'll keep watching these videos, sit through this playlist, and you'll really begin to understand what we mean by a linear relation.